our last topic for today, a dream non-conference schedule for Utah. But we're going to have some parameters here, Sammy. So let's say we have to do an A, B, and C level game. The A game has to be Power 5 blue blood program. The B game can be, something a little bit lower, maybe an independent, something like that. And the C game just a Division II or another school. So, Sammy, what do you got there?
So I'm going to start with my C game, and I'm going to work my way up. So I'm going to start with my C game. I'm going to go with Weber State. Weber State is a prominent team in the Division II ranks. There, Jay Hill has set up a fantastic team there in Weber, and I just love to see Weber. I love Weber. I want to support Weber, but I want Utah to beat Weber, and I think that would be a good warm-up game for the Utes to deal with, because there's always those first game issues you always have where something doesn't happen right, or your offense isn't looking as good, or your defense is slipping up a little bit. So I think Weber would be a really good place to just fine-tune some things. My B game, I'm going to go BYU. They're a B-level opponent, in my opinion.
You have to play those guys again?
You have to. You have to, because last time we didn't play BYU, there was an audit called against the university. So you have to play BYU just for the rivalry. Also, as much as I like to talk trash on BYU, I love that game. That game is so much fun because you never know what's going to happen with it. So I think BYU is going to be my B-level game. And I think my dream A game for Utah is Notre Dame. So Utah played Notre Dame only once, and it was in 2010, and we got throttled. It was 28-3 was the final score of that game. I think it would be fantastic to get them here at Rice Eccles. That would be a fun game. That would be fun. It would be loud. It would be passionate. It would be so good. A nice third game of the season. Give me Notre Dame. Give me Utah.
At the Eccles.
Oh yeah, at the Rice Eccles. Let's do it.
Oh, absolutely, Sammy. That is a great schedule. I think Utah played Weber State 2 seasons ago, and I actually was at that game. Weber State was up 14-0. I get a text from my dad. He's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And I'm like, "Hold your horses. Give it a minute. Give it some time."
They got to warm up.
Yeah, they got to let the other team think they have a chance. And I think they rolled the Wildcats like 48-14. I don't think Weber State scored again.
Yeah, and that's the thing is with Weber State is like they're gonna score. That's the thing is Weber State's one of those D2 schools that's gonna put up the points, but it's not gonna be enough.
Yeah, but it's as far as lower level schools, I think they've got a respectable program, and it's good for for them to play one of their big brothers in state. See where they're at. So I think that's a great game. BYU, like you said, Sammy, it's special. It's a special game. It brings a fantastic energy, whether you're at Lavelle Edwards or you're at the Superior Rice Eccles Stadium. It's just special because no matter how good the teams are, no matter if one's ranked, one's not, it's usually close. Now, there's been some blowouts, mostly on the Utah side, blowing BYU out. But, it just creates a great atmosphere. And then Notre Dame, I would pick Notre Dame as well for my A game, Sammy, because just a historically great program with a great set of fans and following and tradition. And it would be fun to welcome the Irish and to see just how the Utes would do against them. I think it would be a great matchup.
Yeah. And just hopping back to Weber State really fast is also there's a connection there with Jay Hill. Jay Hill coached with Whittingham. They have that camaraderie. It would be fantastic just to get us to play Weber again. I think Weber actually does show up on Utah's schedule, non-conference schedule, down the line a little bit. But if we're talking dream, like Weber State, BYU, and Notre Dame.
Definitely a solid schedule. Now, Sammy, here's mine. So starting with the C game, Dixie State. And simply because it's an in-state foe that I'm not sure Utah has faced recently or at all. But I did see that it looks like they've signed a schedule to play in 2028 and 2030. That'll be exciting. And I think, again, it's a good opportunity to invite some of those, smaller schools in state, let your guys kind of throw them around, see where there might be holes, and it gives them a good opportunity, Moving on from there, as much as I'd like to see BYU, a game that I wanted to see for the last couple of years is a game against the Aggies. And the reason for that is there are too many Utah State fans that think that Utah State is the best program in the state, and I don't know why that is. They've been a lot better in recent years. I will give them that. Utah State used to be on a level of a Weber State or a Dixie State, but they've since really upgraded their program. The coaching staff's gotten a lot better. Utah versus Utah State, it's 79-29 in favor of Utah. The longest streak is 12 for Utah, and Utah has won the last 2 games. I think this would be great. Invite them to Rice Eccles, give them a pounding, show them who Big Brother is, and send them on their way back up to Logan. Moving on to my A game, I'm going to take a little bit of inspiration here from some BYU fans, and we want Bama. Give us Alabama. The rematch of the 2009 Sugar Bowl, Utah upset Alabama 31-17. Utah with 349 yards to Bama's 208. Utah had more first downs, 22 first downs to Bama's 15, and it capped off a 13-0 season. And the reason that I think it would be fantastic to have Alabama would be Utah often finds themselves playing to the level and rising to the occasion of their opponent. And, that game against Alabama in the Sugar Bowl is a great example of that. And then with the back-to-back games in 2014 and 2015 against Michigan, Michigan invites Utah to Michigan to be one of those games that, you kind of test things out, you get the crowd sold out and you kind of show them how good you're going to be. And Utah kicks the crap out of them 26-10. And I think they paid them like $3 million to come and do it. And they ended up losing. And then the next year, Michigan shows up to Rice Eccles and loses 24-17.
In what the coaching staff called a cupcake game.
Everything but. And then Utah versus TCU, 2008. I think Johnson was the quarterback then as well. Yeah, that was the same season, I think. Blackout game, and they win in crazy fashion over TCU. Both teams ranked, I think, in the top 15. I think Utah was 8 and TCU was 12. Something along those lines, I believe so. But just Utah rises to the occasion. And I think it would be great to, go down to Alabama, have them thinking, hey, this is one of our first couple games. This should be a quick and easy one, and just repeat the Sugar Bowl. That to me would be a fantastic outcome.
I do think that Utah could swing it to get a home and home with Alabama. I think they could, just for the fact that Nick Saban would love to roll up to Rice Eccles and beat Utah, just to get basically revenge, because when they played in the Sugar Bowl, that's basically a home game for Alabama. That was a home game based on proximity alone. So if you get Alabama into Rice Eccles, that's gonna be a sellout first and foremost. That's sure. A sellout. You can get it on national TV. That's fantastic. That's good TV. That's good football. That would be great. I'd love that.
Yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun for both organizations. Nick Saban, I think, is a guy that holds grudges, and I think he needs to see if his team can actually beat Utah this time. But yeah, that's my schedule there. Dixie State, Utah State, Alabama. But Sam, I think yours is fantastic as well with Weber State, BYU. That's an easy W. And Notre Dame, that and Alabama were the two that I was thinking of when trying to come up with that. So
I also was tossing around getting like another Big 12 game, because having a taste of Utah versus Texas, as disappointing as it was in the Alamo Bowl, I liked it. And Utah does have Baylor on their schedule coming up in the next couple of years. So that's going to be a really intriguing game. But also Utah-Oklahoma, that would be a good game too.
Mm-hmm.
Utah-Oklahoma, because you got two high-powered offenses, and then Oklahoma is, like, depending on the year, a good defense. So,
well, we'll see a couple of these games here in the future. BYU it's a game that we always see. Utah State, hopefully we'll see something soon, and then Dixie State, a little bit far off. Maybe, Sammy, we can dream for Alabama and Notre Dame, but we'll have to see. But that's all the time we have for today. We want to thank you for joining us on Ute Dash. Please don't forget to follow us on social media, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Dash Sports TV. Also, check out our website, dashsports.tv. We'll see you all next week. And as always, Sammy, go Utes.